I found out my billionaire husband was cheating on me with my absolute best friend. But instead of crying, I uncovered their sick, twisted secret and completely destroyed both of their lives. Hi, I'm Mia. I am drop-dead gorgeous, insanely curvy, and perfectly aware of how much power my body holds. I live in a $50 million mega mansion, married to Ethan, one of the wealthiest tech CEOs in the city. Ethan treated me like a goddess, constantly showering me with massive diamonds and limited edition sports cars. My life was a flawless, luxurious fantasy, and I shared every single moment of it with my best friend, Sarah. Sarah was practically my sister. She had full access to my mansion, my closets, and supposedly my complete trust. During the summer, Sarah would practically live at our estate, lounging by the massive infinity pool every day. I would wear my tiniest, most revealing string bikinis, fully confident in my breathtaking, voluptuous figure. Ethan would bring us expensive cocktails, his eyes always respectfully glued to my massive curves. Or so I thought. Looking back, the red flags were everywhere, but I was too blinded by luxury to see the toxic betrayal. The nightmare officially started on a rainy Tuesday when Ethan accidentally left his secondary business phone at home. I was wearing a dangerously short, low-cut silk slip dress, walking through his dark mahogany office. The phone suddenly buzzed on his heavy oak desk. A text message popped up on the glowing lock screen. The sender's name was simply S. The message read, "Last night was insane. Is the blonde bimbo out of the house?" My heart violently stopped. Blonde bimbo? That was me, and S could only mean one person, Sarah. A sickening wave of betrayal washed over me, but I didn't scream, and I definitely didn't confront him. I am not a weak, pathetic victim. If my husband and my best friend wanted to play dirty, I would play lethal. I immediately hired the most expensive, utterly ruthless private investigator in the entire country. Over the next 2 weeks, I played the role of the sweet, oblivious, incredibly sexy trophy wife to absolute perfection. I wore the tightest, lowest cut dresses, intentionally seducing Ethan every night, just to see him sweat with guilt. "You are the only woman I will ever love, Mia," Ethan would whisper, kissing my bare neck with lying lips. Meanwhile, my private investigator was planting ultra-hidden micro-cameras inside my own master bedroom. I needed absolute, undeniable, high-definition proof of their disgusting, unforgivable betrayal. Finally, the trap was set. I told Ethan I was going to a luxury spa resort for the entire weekend. I packed my expensive designer bags, kissed his lying mouth goodbye, and drove away in my massive SUV. But I didn't go to the spa. I drove straight to a nearby high-end hotel and opened my encrypted laptop. My hands were visibly shaking as I logged into the live feed of the hidden cameras in my mega mansion. Within exactly 2 hours, Ethan walked into our pristine master bedroom, passionately kissing Sarah. Sarah was wearing my expensive silk robe, running her hands through his dark hair like she owned the place. I watched them brutally violate my sacred bed, my blood boiling with a level of rage I had never felt before. But the raw infidelity wasn't even the worst part. It was what they said after they were finished. Ethan poured 2 glasses of champagne and handed one to my treacherous, backstabbing best friend. "How much longer do we have to wait, Ethan? I'm sick of playing the supportive bestie," Sarah whined annoyingly. "Just 2 more weeks," Ethan smirked darkly, taking a slow sip of his expensive champagne. "Once Mia's signature is fully forged on the new life insurance policy, we'll cut the brakes on her sports car." The champagne glass slipped from my hand in the hotel room, shattering completely on the floor. They weren't just having a dirty affair. They were actively plotting a brutal, cold-blooded murder to steal my money. Ethan's massive tech company was secretly bankrupt, and my inherited trust fund was his only way to survive. I sat in the dark hotel room, staring at my laptop screen, my sadness instantly burning away into pure, toxic vengeance. They thought I was just a beautiful, brainless blonde with a massive chest and zero intelligence. They were about to find out that I am the most dangerous, calculating nightmare they could ever imagine. The next morning, I returned to the mansion, wearing a dangerously tight, extremely revealing red mini dress. I smiled flawlessly at Ethan, acting completely normal as I poured his morning coffee in the bright kitchen. For the next 14 days, I secretly and aggressively moved all my massive inherited wealth into untouchable offshore accounts. I hired top-tier forensic accountants to completely freeze Ethan's remaining personal credit cards and hidden assets. I even secretly bought the massive bank debt that his failing tech company owed, making me his absolute literal owner. The grand finale of my revenge was set for our massive, highly publicized 5th anniversary gala. The mansion's ballroom was packed with 500 of the city's wealthiest elites, politicians, and reporters. I walked down the grand staircase wearing a custom, jaw-dropping black gown that pushed up my massive cleavage. Every single eye in the opulent ballroom was glued to my incredibly sexy, commanding figure. Ethan stood at the bottom of the stairs, looking dashing in his tuxedo, with Sarah standing nearby in a red dress. Ethan proudly took my hand, leading me to the center stage while the crowd clapped wildly. To my beautiful wife, Mia, the absolute love of my life, Ethan announced, raising his glass of expensive champagne. "Thank you, darling," I smiled wickedly, taking the microphone from his sweating, lying hands. I also have a very special, highly produced anniversary video to share with all of our amazing guests tonight. I clicked a small remote. The massive cinema screen behind us instantly flickered to life in stunning high definition. But it wasn't a romantic montage. It was the hidden camera footage of Ethan and Sarah having wild sex in my bed. The entire massive ballroom erupted in unified gasps of sheer horror. Women screamed, and reporters started snapping photos wildly. Ethan's face drained of all color. He dropped his champagne glass, looking like he had seen a literal ghost. Sarah tried to run and hide her face, but my private security guards instantly blocked all the exit doors. But I wasn't finished. I let the explicit video play until the exact moment they started discussing my murder. Ethan's recorded voice boomed through the massive speakers. "We'll cut the brakes on her sports car." Absolute deafening silence fell over the massive, opulent ballroom. The guests looked at Ethan with pure disgust. "You see?" I spoke into the mic, my voice echoing powerfully. "My husband isn't a billionaire. He's completely broke. And as of this morning, I officially own his failing company, his frozen bank accounts, and this entire mansion." Ethan fell to his knees in his expensive tuxedo, crying pathetically, completely ruined in front of the entire city. "Mia, please, it was just a stupid joke. I would never hurt you," he begged, grabbing my high heels desperately. I looked down at him, my massive chest heaving with triumphant power. "You're right, Ethan, you won't." Suddenly, the heavy oak doors of the ballroom burst open. 6 heavily armed FBI agents stormed into the room. I had handed over all the explicit footage and the forged insurance documents directly to the federal authorities. The agents aggressively slammed Ethan onto the marble floor, locking heavy steel handcuffs onto his wrists. Another agent violently grabbed Sarah by her red dress, reading her Miranda rights as she sobbed hysterically. I stood on the grand stage, looking like an absolute, untouchable, incredibly sexy goddess of vengeance. Ethan and my treacherous ex-best friend were dragged out of the mansion in total humiliating disgrace. They are both facing 20 years in federal prison for conspiracy to commit murder and massive wire fraud. As for me, I kept the $50 million mega mansion and my massive protected inheritance. I am currently sipping an expensive cocktail on a private yacht in Monaco, wearing a microscopic string bikini. Never ever underestimate a gorgeous, curvy woman who knows exactly how to use her brain and her body. If your husband is acting suspicious, drop a comment below and subscribe if you love a lethal, sexy revenge story.